Hello, my name is Lance Paulson. I've been working with Matt Atkinson for over 3 or 4 years on real estate investing. In the past 2 years, he's helped me on 4 flip projects, earn between 15 and 20,000 on each project. We're closing or listed our fifth one today, and we are planning to make between 20 and 25,000 on that. And over the past 7 years, he's helped me acquire 11 buy and hold properties. Two very recently that are cash flowing about one to 300 a month. Another one will be about 4 to 450 a month. So knowledge is a superior amount of knowledge and experience, and it's nice and refreshing knowing that someone has done what I'm doing now years ago, and I can learn from his mistakes and also from his experiences to make a positive and profitable transaction both on buy and holds as well as on fix and flips.
What is liability? Because people actually don't understand exactly what it is and where it comes from. Second, protection. Sort of generic ways of how you protect yourself from that liability. Then we're going to compare protection tools. Specifically today, there's a lot of different protection tools out there, tons of them. Today we're going to specifically compare trusts and LLCs and kind of talk about the pros and cons of each and when to use each in the situations and the issues that are involved. Okay, because that seems to be a hot topic these days. I wrote that one because that's the question that I seem to be getting a lot in the last 6 months. So that's why we're here today to discuss that. And then finally, the most important thing is after you've set up the vehicle, whatever vehicle that happens to be, you have to maintain it. You have to run it correctly, or you've lost all the protection that you set it up for in the first place to get. Okay? So doing the legal work alone is not enough. In fact, it's only step number 1, and there's 37 steps. Okay? First, what is liability? This is just a generic definition of liability, but it's a good one. It's one that I like. Liability is, and we're going to talk about each of these kind of individually, the underlined parts, and this is the part you can fill in on your sheet. Okay? It's a financial obligation. Money is our currency. It's how we make common transactions. Okay, we don't barter, we don't trade clothes for horses anymore. We use money as a medium to exchange. And so money now is the way we solve liability issues. It's reduced to a dollar amount, and then we exchange dollars. So it's a financial obligation which may be satisfied from the responsible party's assets. Okay, most of it's pretty straightforward, but the big one's going to be responsible party. Okay, and that's the one we're going to kind of focus on. So first, a financial obligation. What is a financial obligation? It's either a debt or a damage. Debts you're very familiar with, obviously, if you're in real estate investing. A mortgage is a debt. It's a contractual obligation where you promise to pay someone back. Car loans, promissory notes, trust deed notes. Okay, these are all debts that you are obligated to pay. Okay, you've signed a piece of paper that says, I will pay this money back. Damages are things that kind of arise when we get into accidents, or maybe a tree on your property falls over and hits the house next door. Okay, that's a damage. You get into a car accident and you break somebody's leg, that's a damage. And we reduce those damages to a financial amount, and then you owe that money as a damage. Debts usually, there's a lot of interaction here, but debts usually arise on paper, like a contract. Damages usually arise from an accident or some act or event. Responsible party. Okay, this is kind of key that you need to understand so that we can talk later on about more complex things. The responsible party is either you personally, professionally. It's either personal or professional liability. Okay? Where does the debt or the people know personal liability. Professional liability originates with what you do in your profession. Might be a faulty product. Maybe you produce something. Maybe you make t-shirts. Actually, some of Matt's friends make t-shirts and they're clients of mine. They have really cool sort of graphic art t-shirts. Perhaps those t-shirts, they don't use the right material and they're highly flammable. And someone wears a t-shirt, they're standing next to a heater and it catches on fire and they're burned. That's actually that's actually from pajamas back in the 1950s that were flammable. So it's funny, but it's not so not so funny. Tenant injuries, right? You own a rental property, that's your business. And that is a business. You go out and you find tenants, you sign contracts with them, they pay you rent for use of your home. Okay? If they get injured on your home, that then becomes a professional liability. Loans. Key distinction here, business loans. We're going to talk about hard money deals today and problems that go wrong in hard money deals. Remember, if you sign that promissory note in your personal name, it's a personal debt and you have personal liability. If you sign that promissory note in the name of your entity, like an LLC, it then becomes...
I'm a social worker by trade, and I had one rental when I was referred to Matt, and he helped me not only get the one rental, but to get a couple more. I now have 4, and looking to get another one next year. He taught me how to take the money that I did have and turn it into more. Instead of just getting one rental, I was able to get 3 more. And as well as use my money in other ways. Now I have the confidence to do what I need to do to get my next property, which I will be getting next year. I look forward to continuing to work with Matt Atkinson in expanding my real estate portfolio.